Got 2 bottles left here, and one of them's a shelfer, and the other one's a bottle that a lot of people have been waiting for. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into this. Welcome back to another episode of Neat Bourbon. My name's Tanner, and today we are talking about the best bourbons of 2024. That's right, I got 25 of them for you guys today. It was really difficult for me to narrow down the list because I had acquired so many great bottles this year, but I did the best that I could. I had to make some pretty difficult decisions on narrowing down this list, but ultimately came up with 25 of them. I had me and 3 of my really good buddies. They came over, we blind ranked all 25 of them, and then we came up with our top 10, and then we re-blind ranked the top 10 to come up with our final order. And that is what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. A lot of these bottles are incredibly difficult to find, and I wasn't able to get all the hard to find bottles this year, and not all of these bottles are releases from this year because I was able to find some 23 releases in 24. So anyways, without further ado, we're getting in to bottle number 25. This one kind of hurt a little bit. This is the Calumet 16 year coming out of Bardstown. This is, I've been saying it for a long time, one of my favorite bottles you can get on the shelf. It is kind of expensive and came in 25th. So maybe, Number 24, a Russell's single barrel store pick. This one happens to be a Camp Nelson F. It's a 9-year-old. I know these are incredible values. We're on that like $75 range. And again, coming in 24th place is, sounds bad, but honestly, this is still a fantastic bottle. And there is some unbelievable competition. So 24th, Russell Single Barrel Store Pick. 23rd, this one might hurt a few people. The Maker's Mark Cellar Age. This is the 2024 release. Again, this is a phenomenal bottle on its own, but when you put it up into a blind, that like weeder, more delicate, profile, a little more intricacies in that on the palate there. Like it's a little bit tough to pick up when you're blinding it against so many other things, but on its own, this is a fantastic bottle, but just didn't do too well. So 22nd place is the Rare Breed Nonchill Filtered. Now this was actually pretty high ranked for me, but the competition that I was blinding with didn't necessarily agree with my opinion on this. So it ended up coming in 22nd. This is, bottle number 21 is a Four Roses single barrel store pick. This is specifically an OBSQ, and this is one of their distillers picks that I picked up. Into the top 20, guys. Number 20 is the Cooper's Craft 100. Had to have this bottle in here. This is a discontinued bottle this year, so hate to see it coming off the shelves. But if you are lucky enough to have this bottle still, it is fantastic juice. And for about that $35 price point, you really can't go wrong. Number 19 is Stag. I actually used a sample that I had left over for the blind. The sample was a 24B. Thought that'd be a little bit more relevant than this 23C, which is the bottle here. But we blinded the 24B, came in 19th. In 18th place is a Weller Foolproof Store Pick. This is a Bob's Store Pick. I got this one offline this year. This I thought was an absolute freaking cherry bomb. I love this bottle on its own. It's a shame to see it coming all the way down in 18th place today, but hey, there's stiff competition. 17th place, this might surprise some people. This is the Woodford Masters Collection Batch Proof. This is the 121.2. I believe this was the one from 24. Not sure. Opened it in the beginning of 24, so pretty sure this is the one from 24. Anyways, I did this bottle gets like a lot of hate out there because it's a lot of people say it's super hot. Did decently well in the blind today. Took down the Weller Foolproof and the Stag. So I know a lot of people hate this bottle. I know a lot of people hate the price point. But maybe the juice isn't quite as bad as everybody says. Number 16 is the Peerless High Rye Bourbon. This one kind of hurts me a little bit. I really thought this bottle was going to be doing a little bit better than this. It was a tough decision for me to put this one in the blind. I really wanted to do the toasted, but I wanted to kind of keep finished bourbons to a minimum. I know there are 2 of them coming up, but anyways, I thought that this bottle didn't quite get enough love, you know, throughout the year. And I do really enjoy this bottle. I think it's a root beer float basically in a bottle. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Hate to see it come all the way down to 16. I thought this one could have been in the top 10, you know, but hey, that's why I had 4 people scoring them. And in 15th place, this is the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. This is actually batch 44. This is one of the old Barton bottles I was able to get locally just, you know, this past month. So this was a late addition to the blind. This was actually my second highest rated bottle personally out of the blind. So I actually gave this one a 9. There was only one bottle that I rated higher than this in the blind. I guess, you know, some of my friends didn't quite agree. I really like this bottle, and these old Barton ones really are special. So coming in at 14th, this one might surprise some people too. We got the George T Stag. Now this is the 2023 release, just want to be clear. I was only able to get half of this bottle, but I did get that bottle. I did buy half of this bottle in 2024, so wanted to include this in the blind. You know, these come out super late every year. Again, I know that the 23 release wasn't very well loved by a bunch of people that had George T Stags before. It was my first one. I, you know, kind of think it does have some shortcomings. It's a little bit bitter there on the end with the oak, and it kind of showed today coming in 14th. Number 13, another heater. This is the 13th Colony 15th anniversary bottle. So I was able to get this one via trade this year. You know, I think this bottle is fantastic, you know, but it just couldn't quite hold up against the competition. You know, it is super high proof, so I really thought this one would have been in the top 10. Number 12, another one of my very highly rated bourbons individually, but didn't play so well, is the Beam Lineage. Now this bottle here was the 4th highest rated bottle from me personally, but again, the other 3 people blinding didn't quite agree with me as much, so took it down a few notches. Anyways, Beam Lineage, this is 15-year, 120 proof, or 115 proof, you know, Beam distillate, fantastic, super dark oak bomb. Tastes just like a Snickers bar in a glass. Number 11 is the Jack Daniel's 12-year batch 2. You know, I'm a huge fan of the 12-year batch 1. I thought it was an absolute home run. I do really like batch 2. This is actually my second batch 2 on the year, so liked it that much. Went through it a good bit. So anyways, and it is time for our top 10. So coming in 10th, won first place for view channels, and it was actually my buddy's highest rated bottle. Coming in at 10th is the old Fitzgerald VVS 13. This is an absolute dynamite bottle. Again, only 100 proof though. It does kind of get handicapped a little bit when you're putting it up against some hazmat, or not hazmats, but you know, some cask strength offerings. It's a little bit hard for the proof to compete. Anyways, fantastic job. Coming in at 10th is the VVS 13. Coming in at number 9 is another low proofer. This is the Abraham Bowman French Oak. Now, I was able to win this one from a lottery this year. This is 12-year-old, 100 proof, aged in French oak barrels. This is an absolute beast. Beat the VBS, so if you were lucky enough to get this one, you should be very happy with this bottle. Coming in at number 8 is the Bardstown Discovery Series 12. Now this bottle has been absolutely fantastic. It has done really well for me in blinds this year. This bottle was not impossible to find, so if you were able to get this one, this is some phenomenal juice, and I'm sure you already know that. So Discovery Series 12 coming in at the 8th spot. Coming in at the 7th spot, this bottle is a shelfer in most places, and I'm sure most of y'all have overlooked it. This is the James E. Pepper, coming in just over 108 proof. This bottle, in the initial set of the blinds, this was the 4th or the 3rd highest rated bottle of me personally. It placed incredibly well during the initial blinds, and then got knocked down a little bit in the second rung. But 7th place for a bottle that can be found most places. Stop overlooking this bottle. The James E. Pepper needs to be on your shelf. Bottle number 6. This bottle is an absolute beast. This is the 24 Coy Hill. Now this is one of the lower proof ones. I think it's only around 126 proof, but I'm a huge fan of this bottle in general. I do think the 21 is a scotch better. I'm getting a little bit more nuttiness out of this one, but hey, I still love the bottle anyways. So 6th place is the 24 Coy Hill. Now into my top 5, getting to some big bangers, and there are still some shelfers in this mix too. So number 5 is the Parker's Double Barrel Bourbon. Now I believe this is a 22 release. I get it, this is an older one, but I was able to buy this bottle this year. I got it off secondary via trade, but this bottle is absolutely fantastic. Coming in 4th place is the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Strength. Now this bottle is an absolute dynamite pour, coming in around like $65, $70. It's a shelfer in most places, or at least it's becoming more of a shelfer these days. So if you don't have this bottle, stop overlooking it because it's fantastic. It beat out the Coy Hill. I get it, they're single barrels. There's going to be flavor variation, but still 4th place, unanimous blind. This is good. It's good stuff. Coming in 3rd place is the Found North Batch 10. This is their 8-year weeder. This one kind of surprised me a little bit. I mean, I'm a big fan of this bottle, but I just kind of wasn't sure how the super heavy viscous profile was going to come across with people with a whole bunch of different palates, been in bourbon for a different amount of time. So 3rd place, Found North Batch 10. If you were lucky enough to get this one, it's fantastic. Coming in 2nd place is the 1792 Full Proof. This is a store pick. Got it from the Virginia ABC. This bottle is absolute dynamite. I mean, look at the competition that it took down. This bottle had the lowest variance in scores, and every time that it was blind ranked, it received in between an 8 and an 8.5 from everyone every time it was ranked. Never got higher, never got lower. But anyways, the reason why it didn't win first is that its highest score wasn't above an 8.5, and the bottle that was able to take it down beat it out by 1/10 of a point. The Russell's 15. This bottle is absolutely dynamite, guys. I know it's got a lot of hype throughout the year, but it really lived up to it. And the fact that it was able to take down so much of these unbelievable bottles today, is just a testament to how good that stuff is. Now, I'm a huge Russell's fanboy to begin with, so I am happy to see it win because the Russell's 13 did not win for me last year. But just to put up the top 5, guys, this one's impossible to find. This one's basically impossible to find. But these 3 right here, the Found North 1792 and the Jack Daniel's, those took down some unbelievable competition. Took down the Coy Hill, took down the GTS Weller Full Proof Stags, took down some amazing bottles. So I get it, everybody wants the allocated bottles, but these blinds really show you stuff you can get on the shelf is really good too. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you have, would you please consider giving me a like? Would you please consider subscribing? And as always, my name's Tanner. This is Neat Bourbon. And pop the bottles and share the pours, and we'll see you in the next one.